the 3 times I've given Skyrim any time. I'd like to do it again. But I think now that I've gotten access, if you're just joining me, welcome. I was announcing to people at the beginning of the stream that I had some good news and bad news related to my content creation and stuff. Then I asked them if they wanted to hear the bad news and the good news first. But the bad news was that... Ooh. Oh, this is just here. That's not the biggest pain in the ass in the world. Maybe we could add some redundancy here. No, can't do that. Never mind. Nope, not possible. Okay. Well, it's connected over here anyway, so all this stuff is still going to work, right? No, this is off the grid now. We can make some redundancy there, though. Anyway, I had... if my hard drives again. No. My hard drives didn't. Even if my hard drives die now, if my hard drives die now, I will lose nothing. I have a redundant backup solution now. If my hard drives die today, if this stream ends and cuts, pew, everything's off. The worst thing that will happen is I have to go and buy another hard drive. But none of my content will be lost. Everything down to the most recent edit in a video that's ongoing will be saved. So, haha, I learned my frickin' lesson. So, yeah. And now I've been doing that. Like, I'm a media producer by profession. So I've been backing up my client stuff, but I just never thought to, like, because doing stuff with YouTube takes an enormous amount of resources compared to my client videos, because I'm doing so many videos, right? I mean, I've got over 800 videos on YouTube now. And it's a lot of content to try and back up all that stuff. Yay! We finally delivered all that stuff. Look at all the bots. The bots are going to work. Yes! Yes, the bots. Go, bots. I need another airlock over here. I need to get this wrapping around so that I can put an airlock on this side, because this needs 2 airlocks badly. Anyway, so the bad news was that I am not immune to the adpocalypse on YouTube. My channel was just hit with it. I just got the notice this morning on my dashboard, a nice little unfriendly blue message telling me that some of my videos are not family appropriate for advertising, which makes no sense, because I'm like, I have to be extremely family friendly, right? I mean, I barely even curse in my videos. Anyway, so about 78 of my videos, are like affected by it, basically. Out of the 800 videos that I have up online, and it's not just past videos, even videos that haven't gone live yet, XCOM videos that are uploaded and ready to go live but haven't gone live yet, they're also getting hit with it. About 40% of my Mass Effect series is hit with it. I assume it's because we're shooting people in the face with guns. I don't know, violence maybe. And then a large percentage of my Long War II videos from my Long War II series are hit with it, I assume for the same reasons. And the current XCOM series, even including videos that are yet to go live for the public, are also hit with it. So now, not all of them have had their ads taken away. There's 3 different levels. If you weren't here earlier, I'll just explain it again really quickly. There's 3 different levels to monetization. You either have the green $sign, which is full, like, here you go, it's open, everyone, here you go, a full monetization. Then you have the yellow $sign, which means that your content has been picked up as being not advertiser friendly to some or most of their advertisers. And so you'll have ads, but they'll be very limited, and they won't show up for very many people, basically. Only ads from advertisers that are okay with your type of content, essentially, rather than everyone. Man. I'd like to get the Goliath, actually, but it's too much money. I don't have the money anymore for it. I need to lay low and, like, just build up. We're doing decent on food now, though, because I brought in those. Maybe we can get... Oh, actually, you know what? Actually, you're dismissed. I need to go to my bot makers really quick. This is now making driller bots. Anyway, so the yellow one means that you're basically have limited ad exposure. Only certain advertisers, or like basically the minority of advertisers, will be appearing on your video. And then there's no monetization. Then there's the, you basically get demonetized on a video. And of all the 800 on my channel, about 78 of them are affected by this. And of the 78, only about 9 or so are completely demonetized. The rest of them are yellow. So it's not the end of the world. Of the ones that are completely demonetized, all but one of them are Outlast, my Outlast playthrough. So blood, gore, and then the 2 naked guys walking around. I get that. I'm totally okay with that. Like, Outlast wasn't that popular anyway. None of my KSP videos are hit, thankfully. None of my Prison Architect videos are hit, thankfully. So the 2 primary series on my YouTube channel are not hit. So that's good. But the other ones are. And from what I can tell, RimWorld is still fine. All my Planetbase videos are still fine. So, not the end of the world, Not the end of the world. The only downside from the system is, and if you're in the VIP channel of the Discord, then you'll see it. Because I shared it with the VIPs. I shared it with you guys, you patrons and subs already. But if you're there, you can see that they have this manual review process where you can manually submit a video for review if you believe that the automated system has made a mistake. Which I've done. I've already submitted all of my XCOM videos and all of my Mass Effect videos for it, because I just don't believe that that's justified. However, they won't review it because it's a manual review. It takes an actual human being to look at it and to see and evaluate it. They won't review it unless the video has received more than 1,000 views in the last 7 days. So none of them basically are going to actually get reviewed. But YouTube says once the video reaches a point where it gets to 1,000 views in the last 7 days, which is never going to happen. It's so weird wording. Oh my God, we're out of spares? Oh shit, it's because they're mass producing the metals. No, get over here, do this. Spares, not arms. Shut this down. Shit, that gun's basically done. We'll let that one go. This one can be shut down. This is a arms workshop. We can shut that one down. So spares, yes, and spares, yes. Focus on this, guys. Make spares. We cannot be down spares. That is an absolute no-no. Really want to get that biolab up. It has everything delivered to it. It just needs a constructor bot or somebody that knows construction. Like this fine lad here. This handsome fellow who's going to walk through the toxic water in the middle of a rainstorm. On a lightning planet. Walk through the puddle of water on the lightning planet. So if KSP gets banned, it has a brain damage. Yeah. If you're wondering about KSP, you might be wondering why it's taking so long to get an episode out, and it's because the people who saw episode 97 voted in the comments that they wanted a time lapse of the satellite network on Tuna. They didn't want to have it in real time. So I've been spending the time actually doing that, getting that network set up and recording the footage for it. And then once I had footage for it, which it's done now, it's in editing now. But once I had all the footage for it, I'm left with a whole bunch of hours, like hours and hours and hours of footage that, has to be sifted through and has to be worked with. And so I've got about 20 hours or so invested in this one episode. So you better freaking like it. That's all I'm saying. But that's why it's taken forever, because, I could do an episode of Prison Architect in 40 minutes. Get it into Premiere, have it exporting within 10 from there, have it fully exported in a half hour, upload it in another half hour. So from the time I start to record Prison Architect to the time it's live and public for you guys to see it is maybe 4 hours tops. To where KSP's got 20 and it's still in the editing phase. I'm still not done. I haven't even done the voiceover track for it yet. I'm still putting the footage together. So But it is very difficult. Yes, it is very difficult to make KSP not family friendly. I can't imagine a situation where KSP is ever considered not family friendly. I just don't understand what you can do to it. It'd have to be some sort of weird mod pack or something that you'd put in it. Gotta be. Let's put a variety of vegetables in here. I want to get tons of food. I need lots and lots of food. This one here is going to be dedicated to food. We're not going to do medical supplies here. And we'll have I want all of it. Basically just make it happen. We're down in bioplastics, but that's okay. We can produce those. It's going to be fine. Or maybe I can even just go to a trade ship when it comes. How are we doing on people? Still only 94? Didn't we just get colonists? I thought we just brought them in. Everybody's always saying that they're hungry. I need another canteen, I think. Where would I put another canteen? Can I fit something here? Even a small one? Just a really small one. Can I do that? Doesn't look like it. That sucks. I could put one back here, which is probably what I'm going to do, but... Actually, I don't think the number of canteens is the problem. I think it's the supply. I think it's all the carrying around. We have to keep moving the food, like this person here. Moving the food into the machines so that it can make them. And it's that process of transferring them around, which is why I like the carrier bots, because they're really probably helping with that a lot. Let's actually do one driller bot, one carrier bot on this, I think. Yeah. Let's see. I gotta go back in the comments. I'm missing your guys' comments. YouTube kind of sucked lately. Family friendly stuff. I mean, I can understand it from a business perspective. As a business owner myself, I can kind of understand it from a business perspective. But at the same time, I think what you're really doing, like if I'm like Coke, for example, right? Coca-Cola. If I'm Coke, for example, and I have no idea if Coke is one of the advertisers for it, because they don't actually disclose which advertisers are not wanting to be associated with you, obviously. But if I'm Coke, for example, and I want to maintain an image, a certain image, I probably don't want to be associated with a channel that has a lot of just cursing all over the place. If there's a guy who's just constantly F-bombing everything because he thinks it's cool, which I feel like 90% of the people out there who do YouTube videos who are constantly yelling and F-bombing everywhere, I feel like they're only doing it because they think it's cool and they think it's going to get them views. But now I'm personally fine with it if they get demonetized for it. If a advertiser doesn't like it and they don't want their products to be associated with it, then like I guess that's their thing, you know? Maybe it's the American in me where I'm thinking freedom, you know? You're free to do it if you want it in your video, but the advertiser's also completely free to not want their videos, their ads on it, I guess. I wouldn't personally do it if it was my company, because I also believe in free speech and believe that if I'm going to, well, first off, I would want my product in front of as many eyes as possible. So, like, why would you deny that ad show? Especially for something like Coke, if it is Coke, right? Especially for something like Coke, where the vast majority of people who are watching a gaming channel are around the age where they're going to be drinking a lot of soda. And what happens if Pepsi decides that they are totally fine with their ads showing and Coke isn't? Now my competitors are going to show an ad instead of me. You know, like, where is... I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. But I get where they're coming from. I wouldn't do it if it was me, but I get where they're coming from. I'm going to go with nothing but biologists and engineers for now, until we get to 100. Can't believe we're only at 95 people. I want money. 35% commission sounds great. We'll take all of your money. and I will give you medicine plants for it. Which is what you like to have anyway, right? I see it. We'll give you 1 ore. You can give me a medicine plant. We can go back and forth like this until we equal it out. Close enough. Do that. I think I can count on one hand the number of times I've heard you swear. Well, shit. YouTube is killing their own platform. Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to give my opinion on it because I'm really small. But I think the people who make their livelihood on YouTube, I think at one point, like, it's hard. Like, do you say that it's YouTube's responsibility to be open for everyone, or do you say it's the creator's responsibility to make sure that their content is appropriate for their platform? In the end, it's YouTube's platform, right? I mean, the creators make YouTube what it is, but that doesn't mean that YouTube should absolutely do everything that their creators say, because everyone has a different opinion on everything. I mean, there's some, and it's not just gaming, right? I mean, it's a whole bunch of people. I'm really actually very surprised that, and maybe I shouldn't be because of his size, but like a channel like Philip DeFranco, for example, where the vast majority of his videos are on controversial and political subjects, which is one of the criteria to have your videos be reviewed and ultimately have limited advertising, because a lot of advertisers don't want to be associated with one particular party, and I understand that part. That's another thing. Like an advertiser like Coke, for example, may not want their brand associated with a YouTube channel, which just happens to be, preaching out against gays or something, right? Maybe they don't want to do that. And so they say, hey, if this video is not appropriate, or if this video is talking about that kind of stuff, could you kindly not show our ad in front of that video? Because it might give people like a subconscious or a subliminal impression that, our product is associated with that mentality, like that we agree with it almost, We don't want to sponsor that content. We don't want to make a creator that says these types of things money, so don't show our ad in front of it. I can understand that part. And political stuff is one of the big elements, one of the big areas where advertisers are pulling their ads from it, because it's just too controversial, and they're too scared. They're chicken shits, and they're too scared to have their stuff in front of that. And I don't think they quite understand and realize just how understanding the internet is by now, in terms of like the relationship between an AdWords campaign and a creator who has that ad showing. I think people are smart enough to know that an ad showing in front of a YouTube video is not the creator's choice. Like, we don't get to choose what ads show up on our videos. We just say we would like to monetize our content, and YouTube determines the ad to show you based on who you are, not who we are. And that's the way it's supposed to be. We are really out of food and out of spares. This is a terrible situation. I don't know how to get more food. Like, I'm prioritizing spares production right now, like crazy. And like all I've got running are spares. This is an arms workshop. What? No. Shut this down. Go do spares, damn it. Just as I said, I'm doing spares. It's the starches. We don't have enough. I think we pull the plug on this. Pull the plug on these. Don't queue these up because it's reserving the resources, and I don't want the resources to be reserved like that. Biologist? Good, get in there. But in the same sense, like if a creator is like swearing a lot, like, come on. I thought this was 2017, I mean, I get it. Constant F-bombs. Good, change who you are then, if that's not allowed anymore. I mean, it's allowed on their platform, but if that's not who advertisers want to be associated with, and you're a creator who values, sort of the additional income you're getting from it, or perhaps you do it enough to where you're big enough and you have your livelihood based on it, then I think you should be responsible enough to cater to what's going to work and what's not. Is it right that you have to? Debatable. Probably not. but that doesn't matter whether it's right or not. It exists. It is what it is, and you need to be, you know, you need to do it. I just do me. I'm just naturally not that way, I guess, but you need to, you know. If KSP gets banned, then YouTube has brain damage. I would agree with that one, because KSP is extremely family friendly and also very educational, which I like too. There has yet to be an episode of KSP that I haven't liked. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I'm way behind in the chat. I know. I'll eventually work my way down with you guys are, I swear. I shot the colonists. I think if Charlie finished his series, my son would be 20 or something. Ah, that hurts. That hurts, Joe. It hurts. Probably true. It's probably true. I am taking a break from new stuff, right? Once I finish XCOM, Mass Effect, and Prison Architect, I'm on KSP kind of exclusively for a little while. Just for a little while. I do plan on starting a City Skylines build, so like that's gonna happen. But aside from that, I'm gonna take a break and kind of focus in on that content. And really need spares. This is not good. Why aren't we making the spares? You guys aren't actually making arms right now, are you? Let's cancel this. I want nothing but spares to be produced right now. And then I'm gonna limit our production, or I'm gonna up our limits here. Where is it? Here. Spares. We're gonna turn this up to, I think we're gonna turn this up to 25. Because I really need the spares now. And food. I think we're okay on food. You know, these are spare meals that are just in the queue, which is kind of nice, but spares is a bad thing to run out of. You don't want to run out of spares. Ever. Like, ever. Let's see. How comes them Battlefield advertisements won't play before Battlefield videos because of mature content? I don't know. I don't know if Battlefield is one of those things. And it's all about the advertiser, right? So if Battlefield 4 or if Battlefield, right, if that advertiser, if that game developer has said that they don't want to be in front of certain types of content, then that single advertiser won't be. The yellow $ does not mean that I'm not getting any ads. It just means that if the ad that's selected for that particular viewer, if the one that's best fit for that particular viewer is an advertiser that does not want to be associated with my type of content, then no ad will play and the video will just start for you and there won't be an ad. Which means I'll get reduced income from it, which means like a lot of different things, right? That's all that means. I highly doubt people who develop Battlefield are going to say, we don't want to be in front of violent content. I can't imagine that's a thing. But like certain people, like, you know, I keep going back to Coke because I only know of, you're the only ones I know of that have had acknowledgments of not wanting things to happen in the past. There are several others. Delta Airlines was another one, and like a few others that I know of. But that was a long time ago. They have since loosened up, and they've since kind of like, I don't want to say wised up because that's not really the right term I'm looking for, but you know, they've changed their policy. Like several people have changed their policy back, and it's more fine-tuned now. But I think what YouTube really is doing, it sounds weird to say this for a platform as big as YouTube, but I think what this is growing pains. It sounds terrible. It sounds really weird because YouTube is enormous and they're not really growing per se, but it's sort of like not really growing in terms of the size of the network as much as it is growing with the times. Because the way the times are working is companies can't say what they want. They don't want to side with certain things, right? So I think you guys can get where I'm going there. Maybe not, but I think you guys can understand where I'm going there. I kind of have to sit here until we have spares. We have 7 now, which is nice, but I don't want to run out like at all. I want to get that built up. So I guess I'll just look at your comments until that's worked out. Let's see. surely like something like Patreon will help me. Yeah, no. Patreon has been an incredible community of people. Like, it's incredible. I have no words for it. What it enables me to do. It's not just on a monetary level either. It's a conceptual level. It's a creative level. Patreon allows a creator to do the content that their audience expects without having to worry about view numbers. You know, it does without having to worry so much about views, without having to worry so much about, you know, the volatility of their ad revenue in situations like this. It's peace of mind, but it's also creative stability, because you don't have to worry about it. You know that there is a stable place you know that there's a stable source of revenue coming in from people who love your content. And as long as you continuously do what you need to do to make them happy, then you'll always have that rock, you know, or at least you'll have it for another month anyway. Maybe not always have it, but you'll have it for another month anyway. And so you have that stability to know, to do things like I'm doing, where I'm not working right now, but rather I'm creating content right now. Where I could be doing something else. I could be doing a client project of some sort. I could be, you know, doing any number of these things, but, you know, I'm not, because I'm out of bioplastics entirely. I'm gonna take those. If he had more, maybe I'll buy his meals too. Kind of think I need to. I need the carrier bot. One of mine just died. Let's kind of do this. Like that. So it's great. It's a great enabler. It allows you to focus more time on quality instead of having to kick out a ton of videos quantity. Now, I say that at a time where my channel has been uploading multiple videos per day for the last 3 weeks. And a lot of that has to do with live streams, because I can split these live streams into 5 or 6 videos and then they can go live. One a day, you know? Like, I might make this 3-hour live stream 6 videos, and I stream this the same day every single time. Then that means that I'll have a stream today, and then there will be one episode every single day of the week until the following stream, so that the next live stream happens on the day that the last episode releases. And that's a really cool system that I'd like to implement. But, yeah. Anyway, so for those of you guys just joining, that was the bad news. But the good news is, because I said I had good news and bad news. The good news is, I've been trying to reach out to game developers, right? To see if I can get review copies of things. And you guys have seen a little bit of that lately with As Your Sky Project, with the train game we played the other night, The Coma. These are kind of cool indie developers, and they've shared their game with me, and allowing me to experience it and share it with you guys, and that's fantastic. And that's one of the really, I think, the coolest parts of this little job that I have. I say this little job in italics or whatever with emphasis, because it's not a full-time thing or anything. But that's one of the coolest parts about it. And up until now, I haven't really gotten any major titles to do that with. But I just got contacted, or I just heard back from the people who make Total War Warhammer 2. And they sent me a review copy. I have the pre-release version of that game now, and like, I'm blown away by that. That's like a small channel like me, and you guys that's a $60 game, you know? So totally going to be streaming that as soon as Planetbase is done. That's going to happen. Absolutely. That'll be the next stream series for sure. It's cool. I gotta catch up with the comments. I'm gonna stop for a second. I gotta catch up with your comments. I don't want to be so far behind now. Krios is saying a long time ago, 10 minutes ago. Krios just said what I just said, so I'm clearly way behind now. Actually, not as far behind as I thought I was. Never mind. I just scroll away at the bottom. Okay. No, you can do it during the stream. You can totally do it. Jazz, feel free. You have carblage over my bot. Okay. You have... take that without a sinister look in your eye. You have total control over the bot. You make it do the right things. Not whatever you want, but make it do the right things. K Sasamak, thank you for the follow. I apologize for butchering that because I have no idea how to say it. It's like KS right next to each other. It's got me. But thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm not behind on chat anymore. See? There you go. But yeah, I got Warhammer now, or Warhammer 2, so I'm going to try and play that. I never played the original Warhammer, although I have seen a Let's Play series on it, and that's really great. Jolly! Jolly! Thank you for the sub, man. Welcome to the party. Really appreciate the support, man. Thank you. Look at that. What an awesome guy. And it didn't do any damage to Elias. It's supposed to. I gotta change it. It didn't do any damage to Elias. We must fix this. This injustice. This injustice. The Bit Boss has not been hit. He must be hit on a sub. So...